This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Welcome everybody to the December 2025 Commission on Disability meeting. First we need to do roll call. So are we missing Jeff Brown?
It looks like we are.
Yeah,
Online.
I think right now we have is Connie, Felicia, we got Jeff.
okay. And then we're missing Bruce
Yeah. And Louise.
and Louise.
And Cyril, but he said that he wasn't going to be able to come.
Right. So do we have a quorum? I think we have a quorum.
Jeff.
Oh, that's Jeff.
Oh,
And someone named Bryce.
Bryce, okay. So let me review.
yeah. All right.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Could you spell Felicia's last name for me? I can see it up
It's a
there.
little
but
tricky one, yeah.
I can't. My
JADCZAK.
What's JA? What's the third letter?
D.
Jeff.
Okay,
CZ.
thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're missing how many people? 4 or 3 now?
Looks like you've got
We're missing Cyril, Bruce, and Louise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you have 5 people
Yeah.
right now.
So we do have a quorum.
Okay. So is anyone here from Public Speak? I see Ralph. Is Ralph Public Speak?
Sorry, both Ralph and I are from the Mass Office on Disability.
Oh, I didn't know he was, okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, so no Public Speak. I just need to make a motion to approve the minutes. You did so great on the minutes, Leslie, look at you go. You're just getting all the info in there, blowing me and Eli away, like.
Well, I'm only doing the minutes. I'm not also running the meeting.
But you did so good, I appreciate it. So does anybody feel like there was anything missing from the minutes? Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve them. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Everybody okay with it?
Hi.
Online? Any members? Jeff? Jeff. I think he's just listening in the background. I think we're like white noise. Jeff.
I think he's trying to speak, but he can't be heard.
I don't have.
Okay.
Jeff, you might need to pick a different microphone. I don't know how Google Meets does it.
Well, we can he's able to figure out how he's able to speak. Okay, so of course, we start off with our speaker from the Massachusetts Office on Disability. So did you two want to introduce yourselves?
Sure thing. I will start. My name is Jeffrey. Last name is Dugan. I am the Assistant Director for Community Services at the Massachusetts Office on Disability. I'm joined with Ralph DeChico, who is MOD's Access Specialist. And Ralph, if you want to say hello.
Hi, I'm Ralph DeChico, the Access Specialist here at MOD.
And we look forward to presenting to you and just saying hello. And I think you have some new members, and I'm going to go over a couple of things that might be helpful and see if there's any questions that you guys might have. But
So we didn't. I did send out the video, but I don't believe that everybody was able to watch it, because it was like 90 minutes, I think.
Come on, I thought I did a pretty good trade. I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
It is a fair amount to watch, and I get that. So we'll continue with that. I don't know if you have specific questions for me. I have like an information dump that I want to share with you, but I also know we have about 15 or 20 minutes. So what I'd like to do is share some information with you, go over some critical websites that I think would be helpful for you, and also welcome that maybe we can come back when you've reviewed or been able to review some of these things and have a further discussion, maybe with direct questions that people might have.
I love that idea. I just can't force people to do it. So.
Oh, no, understood. And really what I'm sharing here, and I'm going to share my screen in a moment, will be just information that is helpful to commissions. So as new members join, or as you want to look at what a commission's doing and what you're doing as personally, I think some of these resources I'm going to share are going to be very helpful for new members, as well as you as a commission, as you're figuring out what you guys want to do and what you want to be active in. I think this can help in that role as well. And then also, Ralph and I are here to help you as well, so we can take direct questions from you, as long as it's germane to us. But we have other people in our agency that can answer other types of questions you might have as a commission. So we're really here to work with you, and we want to help you in whatever issues you might be facing as a commission, whatever we can do to support you. That is our role. So we look forward to that. So let me just share a few of these quick things for you. We'll email you all of these if you didn't get it already from Ralph, but there's a listing I have of about 18 different items. Again, I'm not going to go over all of them, but I want to at least show you what I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. So is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes. Yep. We just have to cap it at 15 minutes.
Yep. You keep me honest.
Okay.
Let's go with this. All right. So, and I'm not sure how well this comes up on the screen
It's itty bitty.
for size wise.
Tiny.
Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Of course, that doesn't really help too much.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see if I can go like this. If I do that, does that make it easier to see?
Yep.
So everything here that I have is stuff that you can click into, and with a brief description. So we have what is MOD. If you haven't looked at our website, we are constantly updating our website. It's a good website to check out. We have a lot of self-help resources for you as well. We also have a dedicated page to commissions on disabilities. And I kind of want to share with you that this year, MOD is going to be working with local commissions. We're going to set up a couple of statewide commission on disability meetings that we'll invite you to. But we're looking to try to create a better network environment for commissions on disabilities, so you can network and work together on projects as well, rather than being like this kind of silo in your own community, right? So we're looking for mentor commissions on disabilities that we can have other commissions work on, and we're also going to be trying to get you more involved and see how we can be more involved with you in your processes. So the materials I'm sharing is just one small step in that. We've got our what is MOD, and we have our training website. We have our webpage. We have our ADA Improvement Grant Program, which I know this cycle just closed, but they will open up again, I think, in May of 26 for the next round. We've updated our website. We have Disability Rights Access and Resources webpage. Other helpful updates to our websites, again, disability rights and housing, employment, state organizations that serve disability community. So there's a lot of helpful stuff there. We also have information and technology links for accessibility, for what web pages and other documents to be stored on web pages will look like. And in fact, I think there's either a new executive order or a new law. I'm trying to remember which. That requires municipal and state websites to have accessible documents stored. So there are some deadlines coming up with that for the community. For me and Ralph, we're really big into the architectural building side of things. So we are experts on that. So if you have any projects in the city or town, or in Easthampton, that's undergoing renovation, like a municipality project, we could also come out and help you with site visits, or to take a look at a project to make sure the town doesn't accept something that may be non-compliant. We also have a new webpage that we're building and continuously building, so you can find some great information here. We also have our YouTube page, which I know Ralph sent you the 90-minute Commission on Disability video, but we have other videos that are shorter on there as well that might be of interest to you. So take a look at those. We've also updated our sample operating guidelines and procedures for CODs as our guidance to commissions. So if you haven't seen those, take a look, and that helps really structure your commission. Again, I'm not saying you need it, but I'm saying it would help you if you were struggling to figure out what direction you want to go, what type of topics you want to take on, and how you could do that. I also share with you the general laws because these actually tie to commissions on disabilities. So, and Ralph, I'm not sure if you know this off the top, or if you guys know.
They've adopted HA and from my records in both 22G.
Okay, so you guys are an official commission within Easthampton, and you're also collecting the handicap parking fines, or the fines that are collected for the people violating the accessible parking spaces. You don't. You don't get.
Oh, we're not allowed to do that.
Okay, maybe so we can have a follow-up conversation with you. My suggestion would be is to check with the city, or I'm sorry, is it a city or town? I'm so sorry.
It's a
Are you guys-
city. We
city?
checked with the mayor, and the mayor had said, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah, although that was the old mayor, so maybe the new mayor.
Right.
Okay, well, 22G,
So-
that would be accepted by the city through city council.
Hello?
I think Jeff's talking, yes.
Am I able to be heard now?
Mhm.
Yes, okay. So what the mayor had said was the fines for disabled parking were so little, so they funded us with a grant instead that she claimed would be more. Because separating it and earmarking it as a separate allocation would have been, and I think it would have been more administrative heavy than it would have actually produced funds for us. So I think we got money in its stead, I believe. I don't know if that
That's
is
not
common with
following-
other commissions that you've heard of.
That's not following the law, the protocol. I was kind of bending it and making it into something different, so.
And if it's something the commission would like to pursue, Ralph and I can work with you on the best practice of doing that, the 22G stuff. We can also come back and have a meeting with you and other people from the city, if that's something you think would be beneficial, on the benefits of having those funds. Granted, it is, dependent on how good the police are enforcing it.
Yeah, it would also be a city ordinance if it was ever passed that they accepted 22G, so you can check with your city clerk. It's not something that can be, somebody can say here, say no, we don't do it. You can check with the city clerk if the ordinance was set up, because once
It is
it's
an
passed
ordinance.
for 22G,
It is an ordinance, and they did say we're not doing it
Would it be okay?
over and over and over.
Would it be okay if I just spoke a little bit about,
Please.
yeah, so hi, I'm Maddie. I'm the assistant city clerk. So from my understanding, in looking back at some of the ordinances regarding this particular passage, it was passed. However, it was passed before this became the Commission on Disability. So I'm not sure how much it matters, but the commission was called something else before, right? It was I can't remember what it was called, but it was called something else before it formally became the Commission on Disability.
You're right, I just can't remember.
That group chose to accept that, and the
Yeah.
council approved that. However, my understanding, in speaking with the city auditor, is that in order for the COD to enact whatever this what is it, 8J or 22G, it would have to reappear essentially before the council again,
Terms of the name change?
with new language.
We've never heard that. We were told.
So
not
it's
gonna do it.
it's something, I don't know, Connie and Felicia, you guys may be more familiar with the process of things than I am in terms of city council, but it's something that I know we can talk about, but yeah, it hasn't been accepted under the Easthampton Council, Commission on Disability.
And we also had some people that didn't really like that idea of getting money that way.
So that's all I'll add is
Thank
just
you.
some context.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love the context.
And it's really purely up to the commission if it's something that they want to do. Just know that MOD is here if you would like to. We can always try to help advocate for it and advocate on your behalf to see if that could be enacted. What I'm thinking is prior to you guys being named the Commission on Disabilities, you might have been a committee, which maybe wasn't entitled to 22G. So that's maybe what the auditor caught, that you were a non-8J commission, potentially getting things that look like 22G funds, which might have stalled the process. So now that you are an official 8J commission, it is something to re-look at if you want to. Again, purely up to you guys. If you want to, maybe reapproaching the city council to say, now that we're 8J, maybe we can adopt 22G for some or all of the funds that might be collected through people illegally parking. So if you need anything, just let us know. We're not here to, because some people, like you said, like the idea. Some people are hesitant on the idea. Depending on what you guys feel, just reach out and we can work with you on either end. So in continuing just through this, I just want to share that we're sharing some of the ADA.gov, some of the federal stuff. And I know that's kind of up in the air a little bit, but you can at least look at Project Civic Access and what the DOJ may have covered for ADA related issues in Massachusetts. I've given you those links. If you're curious about the population of persons with disabilities in your community, MEMA's population vulnerability map is also a great resource that can give you the 2020 census results for persons with disabilities living in your community based on age group and what is it, the primary disabilities like hearing, seeing, mobility, I think cognitive and other categories that they have. I also wanted to share with you, if you're not familiar, you have a local independent living center that serves Easthampton, and that's the Stavros Center. And I'm trying to remember where that is. I think that's Amherst. Okay. So if you're familiar with them, they're not a place for people to live. They are an advocacy group. They're an advocacy agency. They're nonprofits, although they do receive some Mass Rehab Commission funds. But they are also great resources for you to know about, because you might get questions from the public that may be best answered by Stavros or by MOD. So, if it's not something that really is germane to the commission, know that Stavros is a great resource for you as well as MOD. So don't be hesitant on sending people, if it's something outside your scope, to MOD or to Stavros for assistance. They're a great independent living center in your area. And I've also included some building code regulations, and that's really to help with, and I'm going to kind of move on to a couple of our web pages, but the building codes are here for what the built environment might or would need to look like. But with that, let me just kind of go through about 4 different pages very quickly. One, and again, I know it's probably small on your screen, so let me zoom in a little bit. We are updating and constantly updating our Commission on Disability website. So you can also look for your other commissions on disabilities in your area or region. We have a lot of different descriptors here about membership, the makeup, some of the requirements. Get in touch with your local commissions or your ADA coordinator as well. We also have a search for your local commission on disabilities or for others. So if you're looking for what's in like Ludlow, and I'm not even sure Ludlow has a commission, but let's take a double check here. Looks like Ludlow does have a commission. So if you want to network or contact other commissions, you can find it as well. So this page, again, I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I don't think it's super critical for the content on it, other than what I'm just explaining. But we've got a lot here that how you start a commission, the parking fines, best practices, if that's something you wanted to do, the use of those funds and what the proper use is. So we have some great information here about operating guidelines for commissions, as well as some of the goals. So there's some great stuff here, and what would complement this page, which might be easier than watching a 90-minute video, you could read this, but we also do have that wonderful video, if people are interested, that we did back in a little while ago. So, but you guys are up and running, so it's I'm not sure how, this was from ground zero all the way up to having a functioning commission. So it might be worth just taking a look at maybe 1.5 speed if you can, if you're, to see if, to catch that. But I also wanted to share with you that we offer training as well. Not only do Ralph and I do the built environment, but we have other people in our agency that will do other things like employment training, housing training, and other types of disability-related obligations should you want something trained. But we have our community access monitor training that is in 3 parts now. The beginner CAM training, which teaches people an overview of the ADA, disability rights laws, and our state codes and how they impact the built environment. We also have our advanced CAM trainings, which go deeper into the building codes and the nuances of the codes. And then we also provide an on-site site visit training where we take you out into a place where we have you measure stuff, and we teach you how to measure stuff in the physical world. So it's a really great program. If you're interested, we just literally added the 2026 season here for the CAM trainings, for the 2-day CAM trainings. They're all virtual. They're all free. We also have dates for the ACAM. So if you've attended the 2-day training in the past, you're eligible to apply to come in for the ACAM. And if you're interested in one of these dates, let me know. But you will be invited directly from MOD. And then as we develop our on-site training schedule, we'll be posting it here as well. So it's a great link there. Again, you'll have the link in the materials we'll share with you tomorrow. Last 2 things I want to talk about are some helpful guides for you. Title II Action Guide, the ADA for Title II is what state and local governments are responsible, and county governments are responsible for. So if you're ever wondering what those obligations are, there's a wonderful online tool produced by the New England ADA Center, an Institute for Human-Centered Design, that goes through all of these. And when we talk about providing a public notice, not only do we tell you, okay, well, that's not good. That might be them. Let's see if I can do a grievance procedure, see if that's better. Well, so they sometimes have issues. We'll make sure that works. But what it does here is you can actually go in there and find a sample public notice, a sample grievance, a sample self-evaluation and transition forms that can help people understand what those responsibilities are. So it's very helpful for municipal-run programs. We also wanted to share with you the ADA checklist. So if somebody in town says, "Hey, can you go out and measure the bathroom at town hall?" There is a checklist here that will tell you whether or not it complies with the ADA design standards.
Jeff, you might just have an old link whether it's working.
Okay.
It's right, because I went to the site, it's working fine.
That's so odd. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I give you an updated link. Okay. In the ADA checklist, I'm sorry, let me just quickly get in there for one thing just so I can show you. It's yes or no questions that asks, let's go with, what do they have? The restrooms here, toilet rooms. Yeah, let's go with there's all types of forms, Word fillable, PDF non-fillable forms. But if we zoom into one, the restrooms, they ask simple yes or no questions. And I know it's really small on the screen. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. So, for example, section 3.4 or 206.2.4 of the ADA design standards requires an accessible route to the accessible toilet rooms. Are they provided or not? If not, you can take a picture, you can add some, there's different directional signage you might add, and then there's some suggestions. Now, granted, some of the suggestions are easy, some are not, but at least they try to give you some ideas. So it's a really good, useful tool, especially if you've never looked at a physical accessibility before. It's a great tool to get at least the ADA's perspective. And I did share with you Stavros, the Independent Living Center. They are not where people live, but they are an advocacy grassroots organization that teaches people skills and resources in their own communities to stay in their own homes or live within their own community without having to go to nursing homes. So let me pause there because I know stop sharing just for now so I can come back and see everybody. And everything I did share on the screen will be shared with you tomorrow, probably when I send out a follow-up email. So let me stop there. We are here to work with you. And in fact, in FY26, we want to work more closely with commissions on disabilities and network with you more, especially as we figure out our statewide commission on disability meetings to hear from you and others across the Commonwealth. So I hope this is kind of meeting what you were looking for. And Ralph, I didn't really give you much time, but we are here to help you at, with any questions you might have.
I was wondering why the main training is so long. I mean, it's 2 days. That's hard for folks with disabilities to stick through the
Understood. Yeah, well, so we've heard a couple things. One, why isn't it 3 days? Which, because we do cover a lot in 2 days. I just didn't find a way that I could really compact it enough to provide that information on the 2-day training insufficient to cover it in a 5-hour stretch. It's just, there's too much there. What we try to do is spread it out a week apart, so people could do like a Thursday and a Thursday. We've tried to do back-to-back as well. We have one that's going to be back-to-back this year. And I know it's tough, and it's something we're trying to figure out what we can do with, but it is the basic training, and it's a lot to cover in that day. So I'm sorry that we can't make it 1 day, but the other trainings are half days. They're 5-hour trainings for the advanced cam training, and the campsite visit is like a 2 or 3 hour training, but it's on site.
I wasn't referring to making it 1 day, because that would still be too much. I was wondering about, do you ever do like shorter, like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours? Because a lot of people can't.
We haven't. Okay, so yeah, we haven't done that yet. It may be something I can take back to my training coordinator and see what she thinks and figure out how we might be able to implement that. At least like one part of the training, or one setting.
Because it's so long, so that like some people that have jobs can't make it.
No, we understand. I know that. And we're trying to figure out if there might be alternative times we could do it. Again, we can't really do it in the evening because that's a 5-hour training at night. But you're right. Can we do hour chunks for a week? Maybe. I need to figure out what that might look logistically. And unfortunately, it's Ralph and I doing all of the trainings for these. So it's tough for us to also fit in, extra night meetings and other things there. But we are taking feedback like that. So I'm trying to figure out how we might be able to meet those needs as well. Because I understand committing 10 hours during a work day over 2 weeks or even a 1 week can be a very difficult ask.
Is there one going on right now? Because I swear a member said they were at a training.
Not any that we're doing right now. Our first training won't be until April now.
Is there an event going on right now, though, an MOD event?
Ralph, can you look at the calendar? I don't think there's
nothing going on now. That's until the end of the year. Not MOD.
Yeah, because Bruce said he was at,
the last training we had was in November.
No, but I'm wondering if there's another training at MOD.
There's nothing on the calendar for MOD for. We had the last training. The only thing that there are ADA coordinator meeting scheduled in January.
Oh, because we have a member that's not here that said that they're at the second part of their MOD program training right now.
They're at the second part?
Yep, that's what it says. I'll be with the MOD program on the date of our next meeting. That's the second part of their program.
Sorry, it's intriguing. I'm excited, but I'm looking for. Was that? Let me just say, is that a Bruce, by the way?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he emailed me and said there was something. And I haven't gotten back because we had this meeting. He did say they had something scheduled on the calendar, but I don't know what he's referring to.
Okay.
For us, but I'm sorry about that, but we can help him. We can help him. So are there any questions about everything that Ralph and I have kind of dumped on you right now? We're not expecting that this is a one-time event. I would like to maybe every so often come out and meet with you guys, whether it be virtual or in person. We do like the virtual option, just so you're aware. But to come out and visit with you on a somewhat regular basis, maybe it's annually, maybe it's whenever you guys feel like you might need us out there, or you have some questions. We can also just be contacted directly.
Jeff, you want to mention the other thing that we're going to be trying to do for the 2026 year is we're going to try and setting up office hours for Commission on Disabilities once a month. Is what our plan is for 2026. So we're looking at logistically probably having 1 day a month for 1 hour a day that we're going to have office hours for anybody from any Commission on Disabilities to come with any questions or whatever. Over and above that, anytime you can reach out to us for questions. But we're trying to do that as networking, and if you have any questions, and you can see what other questions other commissions have that may be something that you have also. So we're looking at doing that for 2026. As Jeff mentioned, our department is myself and Jeff in this department at MOD. So we're trying to get as much done as we can in the time that we have. But we're here for at all times that you have my contact and Jeff's contact information to reach out to us anytime for any questions that come up.
Are they all just about structural stuff? I mean, that is what a commission on disability is mainly for, but you don't do any trainings on any other disability type, like
there are different units at MOD. We have a disability rights unit that deals with housing. Jeff, you can elaborate a little bit more on it, but we do have different units part of MOD. We're the access specialists. We deal with the built environment, but we do have other units. That's why our MOD page is very good and useful to look at. So you can see a lot of the different things that we offer, and there's different online trainings on a lot of information that's resourceful. But I'll let Jeff elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, take a look at the YouTube page and our training and events page on our website. We've got a lot of trainings in employment and other things that are up online. We also have website accessibility and document accessibility snippets up there. So it's those are like 2 or 3 minute videos to kind of show you how to make a PDF, certain things accessible. But as Ralph had mentioned, we're figuring out the logistics of office hours. We do it currently for municipal and state ADA coordinators. So we want to offer something very similar to commissions on disabilities because it seems very productive. And to hear and connect and maybe even network with other commissions that join on the call. So we're looking into that and starting that. We probably won't know more until the beginning of the new year as we cycle through this last month of kind of hectic, closing out the year and all of that stuff. But yeah, no. So we are. There are definitely other trainings and other topics that are covered. And even Ralph and I, like we do focus on commissions. We focus on built environment. We also have expertise in Title II of the ADA and the ADA generally. So you can field some questions here. If it's something that Ralph and I can't answer, we can try to find you either the resource that could, or somebody else in our agency and units that would be able to do it. So we're really an information referral, information guidance and training agency. So we do other types of trainings than the built environment.
we have to wrap up in a minute, but my last question was about the snow removal. Like, are you the one that gets complaints if the current, I don't remember how that works. Like if there's snow issues, they make a complaint to the ADA coordinator here, and then if it doesn't work, it goes to you?
Well, there's a few options there. One, if it's a Title II responsibility, and which the town sets or the city sets the precedent for who has to clear snow, let's see here. So it would probably start if someone is aggrieved by that policy because of a disability. They could file a Title II grievance procedure, Title II grievance with the local ADA coordinator. If that can't be resolved, it can be appealed to whoever's on the grievance process, which would be maybe the city council or someone else higher than the ADA coordinator for an appeal. If that fails, then they could potentially go through, this is where it gets into the civil stuff. It could be lawsuits. It could be Department of Justice complaint. We also have building code in Massachusetts that requires the maintenance of accessible features. So sidewalks and curb cuts are considered features that need to be maintained, and snow removal is pretty critical.
Right,
so
accessible parking spots, the access aisles.
And specifically sidewalks and curb cuts. And if they're not going to, they have certain time frames, reasonable period of time after a snowstorm. We can definitely talk more about that. I'll see if I can find some snow removal guidance. I don't know if it's up on our website or if I have it separately.
I think they're working on updating that, Jeff.
But if we can find it, I will make sure I send it to you. But the main issue is that for individuals with disabilities, there should be some sort of accommodation process for people who can't clear the snows themselves. But they have an obligation too. So, we've seen like high schools offer community service credits for seniors that go out and shovel snow, or, I've seen things like programs like Snow Angels or snow helpers, stuff like that, where people would be on a list and you have the high school students or people that would come out and shovel or remove the snow.
That hasn't gone well in our town. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure, but there is the obligation to clear snow. So but there's also the issue of ensuring to accommodate individuals who may not be able to clear the snow themselves. But I'll look for guidance. I'll look for guidance on there, what we might have, as well.
We have to get going, but is
Yep,
there
I
anybody
understand.
else that has any issues, questions that you might want to ask?
And if not, thank you so much for having us out.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And we look forward to coming out again if you'd like us to come out, or whatever might come up that you want some questions or some guidance on, we can do that. So-
Perfect. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of your
Thank you so
day.
much.
And thanks for having us out.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Can you just make the announcement about Dylan, just so why everybody's here? Dylan not being here, can you just reiterate that?
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's just like some different transitions going on, like in City Hall.
Can you guys hear it here on the computer? Hello? Did everybody take a vacation?
You can hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, yeah, so there's just been like some different transitions going on. So as it stands right now, Dylan is moving into a role that will be more to do with licensing. So I am here to assist you guys in any way that I can. And of course, I am not the ADA coordinator, that would be Allison. But yeah, so from now on, in terms of like whose face you'll see on a regular basis, that will be mine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff Brown, can you approve the minutes? Because we're just waiting for you on that. Are you okay with the minutes?
Yes, yes, that's
Okay.
good.
All right. You got that, Leslie?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. What do I want to do? So I don't always go in order. So we're gonna go down to new business. So that's the Dylan thing. I just want to say that I put our snow public service announcement. I put it out a bunch of places. I also emailed it to you guys. So if you by chance feel like putting the PSA out, because there's starting to be posts all over online. It's so frustrating because it's the same posts every year and it's like we don't really have any power. But I encourage, if you're online and you read a post in an Easthampton group, to like send that PSA to them, because just do a little droppy drop, like, here you go, take a look at this embarrassing thing Angelique did. And Leslie, I think I need to make an Instagram page, because I think I've been told it's the old people like myself that use Facebook, and we need to be cool. We need to be cooler and maybe do Instagram. Is that okay?
Yes, I don't have full access to the commission Facebook page.
Is it still giving trouble?
I have like editing access, but I can't like make new accounts and stuff. So if you could make me an admin on that page, I should be
I
able to.
swear to God I did, but I will do it again.
Okay.
But I don't understand that. And then, yeah, okay. Instagram, yeah. All right. So is everybody okay if we do an Instagram page that just matches the Facebook page?
If Leslie is okay managing it, then I don't see a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, so let me see down here. What did oh, that's the first one. Okay. So one thing I want to squeeze in really quick. Can everybody hear me? Okay. This might feel embarrassing, but I always tell you I'm going to ask. I want to know what everybody's good at and not great at. So like, do you like public speaking? No. Eli doesn't like public speaking. You're okay at a table or no? Not right now.
Not right now.
Okay. All right. Bryce, what kind of stuff are you good at? In terms of like, can you get out there and talk to people about disabilities?
You like to speak in public? I get really embarrassed sometimes.
You get really embarrassed. Me too, me too. And then I gotta push through it.
What about if you're with someone for support? Like you? Well, yeah. Or Eddie. Is it easier if you have someone there for support? Yeah.
Okay. Jeff Brown, where'd you go? What are you good at? I feel like you're good at advocating. You got that.
Jeff
Yeah,
definitely is.
advocating, I can, I'm comfortable tabling, good in a brainstorming session, probably, maybe not so much as a follow-up, and I don't know what my commitments are these days. It's kind of,
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. I was
have a
wondering.
consistent schedule.
Yeah. Don't worry. This is going on for as long as you're on there. You seem to be good at remembering policy.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you feel you're good at?
I'm good at remembering things that were said like 2 years ago.
There you go. Right. And you're, because of, where you work and your own stuff, you know a lot about the laws and policies and things, do you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Leslie, you've been doing a lot, so I feel like you're good at a lot. Is there anything you want to throw in there just so we know?
Well,
You're a spectacular dancer.
A what dancer?
I said you're a spectacular
Actually,
dancer.
Angelique is really a spectacular dancer. My job is marketing and communications, so I'm good at that and technical things. My issue is that I don't have a ton of time.
The time,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
You got kiddos.
I have one child who has disabilities who's dependent on me, and then I have a full-time job and I have a part-time job.
Does
So
that kiddo ever want to come with you and do stuff?
right now he is not leaving the house.
Okay.
But hopefully one day.
Okay.
My older child is independent, also has disabilities, but is independent.
And that's the one to help you set up at
Yep.
Cultural Chaos.
Access.
Okay.
So so I'm happy to contribute my skills. And I have a lot to be honest. But I don't have an enormous amount of time.
Okay. And you're good at this stuff.
What?
You're good at all
I'm
this,
just
right?
here.
You're
I'm good at doing whatever you need me to do. If I-
Very good at that.
whatever you want, I'll try my best.
Got it. So we just got, since Connie and Felicia are here, can we just switch over to the accessibility ordinance thingy? That's very professional. Thingy dingy. That's,
It works.
oh my goodness. Connie?
Yeah.
Hey, okay, so here, so did you want to just say that what we did real quick?
I'm sure I can. So we, a few of us met yesterday, just really briefly, to talk about the one pager you all put together in terms of kind of accessibility and kind of ways of being more accessible for small businesses. And I thought what you all put together was a fabulous start. And I think where we kind of went from there was beginning to flush that out a little bit more for a small business in terms of what do those various pieces mean. And I think that we were going to kind of just do some general searches to find out if there were other organizations or cities that had put together such materials so that we didn't have to reinvent the wheel, right? We could just kind of borrow some of those things and then think about how they might apply to Easthampton. But I think that was the the general gist of the conversation and kind of next steps for that. And I think once we're able to, or I think kind of where we got was once we're able to flush that out a little bit more, that would be a great next step then to invite the chambers back to kind of provide that and give them that as a kind of a jumping off discussion kind of conversation, and then see where they're at in terms of where they are kind of in terms of exploring the issue or the topic of accessibility with small businesses and members of the chamber. So I think that was kind of what we talked about in yesterday, but.
And then we talked about the primer briefly.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you happen to see the emails I sent this morning? Because I did the homework.
Yeah. I've been in meetings all morning, so
Okay.
I have
So-
not got to that. So that's coming after this, right?
So we briefly spoke about the primer, and we were trying to remember what we said was missing, which was the developmental disability type stuff. But as we spoke about it, we realized that there might be some more updated instead of us doing the updating. And so I went and I looked to see if there were newer primers. And I sent some, I attached you, Leslie and Eli and Connie. I got to look over them better because they're long, but they seem to address things that are a little different. So like, seems like a bigger project than I thought, but we'll get in there.
Disability is a very all-encompassing word. There's
Yeah.
a lot to consider.
I was like, oh, look at this, looks updated, and I opened it and it said like 27 pages or something. I was like, I scrolled and I said, oh, well, that's not in the other primer, and that's not in the other primer, and it's like, I guess we have to figure out what the heck we, because again, the one that I brought to you is 7, 8. When did we work on it? Like 7, 8 years ago. So like, it didn't even occur to me until Connie said, like, look online, there might be something more updated. And I'm like, good job, Angelique. Like, can totally tell that my noggin's on. Like,
Self-deprecating.
oh yeah,
You did a good
okay,
job.
okay, I did so good.
You did.
Okay. So yeah, and then I wanted to see if both of the chambers of commerce, the LGBTQIA+, did I miss any letters?
I think
Did I do them
in a
backwards?
slightly unconventional order, but you got them all.
Okay, I got them all. Yeah, I did. I always mess up one. Okay. Well, I was hoping maybe they could meet together so that they can do a little talking too. And so we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Connie, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you say, you were saying like we met and they met, who do you mean when you're saying that? I'm not clear.
Well, I think
Me and Eli.
You, Eli, and Connie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great, thank you.
And sometimes Alicia shows up when she has.
Great, thanks.
Am I missing anything else on that?
I don't think so. I think it was a brief meeting yesterday, and I think that's kind of where we ended. And then Foolish is in those. We thought we often tag team with each other depending on what our schedules are, right, to be able to support you all. So yeah, but I think that's where we were yesterday.
Okay. All right. So so what should we put down as next steps? Because that's what I want on the end of all our meetings, kind of like next steps, so everybody knows their job.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
What do you feel we should put down as next step?
So are you asking me, or are you all wanting to talk amongst yourselves what you want to do?
No, Connie, because I remember you saying, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Okay, yeah. And Felicia, just feel free to jump in to kind of,
Yeah, please.
I think that I wasn't sure if you wanted to reshare the one pager with everybody, just to make sure everyone's on that page. And then I think if you want to share those emails out with people so that they also have a chance to kind of look those things over. And then from there, it would seem like a good homework thing would be to come back at the next meeting to kind of debrief all of those pieces to then figure out what that could look like.
Okay. All right.
And then Felicia, if you want to add thoughts too.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. Because I know there's been like sort of different conversations here and there, and I wasn't able to join yesterday due to scheduling, but it sounds like there's not just the primer or the one pager, but also some other things like the video from the MOD that they mentioned. So I'm thinking that a general next step out of this particular meeting might just be an email from, I guess, you, Angelique, with just all the different links that we've talked about so that everyone here or who should have been here has access to all of that so we can read through or watch or look through things before the next meeting.
Yeah, the video from the MOD was like a 90-minute training that they really preferred that we had watched before they came. And I just sort of said, like, I can ask and I can't make folks do things. So, and they were understanding. So, yeah, I can do those things. Okay. I think that's it covering. So when you say reshare, did you mean right now or did you mean just send it out again?
I'm not sure who got all of the emails that you shared with me this morning. I haven't had a chance to look at them, right? So I'm not sure if anybody else got those things. So I think based on what Felicia was saying was if we could just have maybe one sheet with all of the various links to that, then it would be really good for us to work off of that. Instead of for all of, I mean, I can go back because I have the emails, look through, but for all of us, it might be helpful to have them all in kind of one kind of email or one document that we just kind of click through and are able to kind of review them.
Anybody else, because they would have been out of context and they wouldn't have known, like, so, but yes, I can do that. I can.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes sense.
Okay, I think that covers that piece then. So then the next thing on here, can you bring up the snow?
Yes, I can. All right, hold on just 1 second.
So, so there was two things, the speaker definitely went over because I don't know if you guys are okay staying a few minutes after 12. Those that can.
It's okay.
Leslie, do you have a few minutes to stay after? Because
I don't today, I'm sorry.
I will take the notes then after you leave because it's almost time to go because our speaker took a little bit longer. So
you'll take these notes?
Yes, while you're gone.
Oh, thank you.
Can you guys virtually, you guys see this?
Bryce had to leave, so I'm gonna sign off right now.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw this and the discussion that went with it.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I do have to leave. I have another
That's okay.
meeting that I'm gonna do in my car.
Good.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Do you have anything you want to say while you're walking out or no?
No, I just,
The same old.
people obviously have strong feelings about this and, you know.
Yeah.
They don't seem to think that we can do anything about it. But it would be nice if we could.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I will see you all next month.
Bye. Oh, don't forget your bag.
Thank you. I'm not going far without that. Thank you.
So I got an email from the accessible trail person that we normally, and she misread a post that I put. I respond in here somewhere that there are high school children that are willing to do it at a discount or free, but the problem is you need somebody to organize them, and I'm not allowed to. And so the high school said, I need to have somebody, we're not gonna give you kids unless you have somebody that organizes them. So I asked the Council on Aging and they said no last year. And so it's hard. There's like a disconnect because there are some people in this thread that said, or other threads that say, well, what about high school kids? Like, I don't know. Somebody needs to be in charge of those kids, and they won't let me be it because that would mean, I don't even know, like every time they need it shoveled, they would contact me personally on my personal Facebook page. I don't mind it, but I think it's boundary crossing in terms of my position.
Yeah, I don't know how
So
well that would go over just in terms of like, yeah, the fact that this is like a particular like city affiliated like group. I don't know, that gets
Right.
kind of complicated.
yeah,
at that
yeah,
point.
yeah. Are you still there, Jeff Brown?
Says he's here.
Yeah, it says he's here, but I think he takes a little vacation here and there. I think he's listening in the background. Anyways, could you just read it?
Are you all sharing something on your end? Because I don't.
Not right now at this exact moment, but I can share something. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we're sharing a Facebook post, one of many, about shoveling.
Okay. Can you guys see this?
Can you see it now?
I can see it, but I can't read it, but that's okay.
It just says, if by law we need to shovel the walks, community members that own houses that have sidewalks should, it disappeared.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hold on.
Show my screen anyway. There we go. Okay. Something about getting tax breaks because they have to shovel. That's not the part we're worried about. 100%. They're saying these huge pieces of equipment move down the street and block all access to the ends of the sidewalks, making it difficult for even a snow blower. They could at least move the snow to a corner of the street that doesn't have a sidewalk entrance. So it's just going, it's one of many where it's going back to, it's hard to shovel. If you've shoveled your driveway, then the street people go by and block the end of the driveway with the snow. And then it's too much for a snow blower or a physical person to do. So it's the same issue year after year, over and over. Right, Eli? And we're kind of like, do you happen to, can you bring up real quick what I sent in your email, the picture of the little machine? So this morning I was driving down Everett to get here, and then I saw that the cemetery had a little snow clearing machine. Like, so what is that?
Hold on, they can't see yet, so.
They can't see it.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
There's my handicap placard. Do you like it?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm not making that noise at you. I'm making the noise at just the situation is annoying me because it won't. Wait, hold on. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Can you see it?
Yes.
It's a bobcat. Yep, I see it.
So is that a city-owned bobcat for clearing out the cemetery?
I think the cemetery has that equipment themselves. This is because the cemetery is not, this one I don't believe it's part of the city.
Which one is this?
Everett Street.
The only ones for city are over here, whatever this Brookside is, and then
Main Street.
Main Street, yeah. The other ones, anything else is like I know Saint Stan's or Stanislaw, like that's Our Lady of the Valley, like the Catholic Church, like the parishes.
So they literally have money to buy this stuff, but the rest of the city doesn't.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that this is a city maintained property. So this could be contracted out like through a landscaping company. Most places do, and I think cities do as well. Like I know we have some responsibility, but there's also some work that I think gets contracted. That's why they do like bids and things of that nature, so that other companies can kind of fill in where the city can't, fill.
Also, I guess the labor is more of an issue than equipment.
People don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I know you wanted like in Northampton, the sidewalk clearing machine.
Well, I don't really care how they do it. Like, I just want the city to take responsibility for it.
You can count on this all the time.
Well, I
It just cuts
mean,
through the chase. Go for it.
Like, that's a decision for, that's a decision for, whoever, the DPW or whatever.
Okay.
Like, I think that's our part.
Yeah, I did see DPW out yesterday and this morning clearing the corner ramps on sidewalks. So I don't know if they've gotten some complaints, but I did see them out there kind of trying to clear those. So that's one thing, but I certainly think that, again, this is something that Felicia and I can check in with DPW just to see what progress is being made around that. I know that I don't know, right? People have shared, right, their concerns, particularly around I know on Park Street, there's been some conversation because I want to widen that area, the sidewalks. And so if those sidewalks get widened, that's more that people are going to have to snow. So who's responsible or to clear away? So whose responsibility is that? So I think that there are conversations that are happening around clearing of sidewalks. So I think this is just really a continuation. I know that the city doesn't have, well, the capacity to clear all the sidewalks, right? So I think that those are conversations that we would have to have in terms of where is snow being piled? Is it being piled on sidewalks? Et cetera. So I think those are some conversations that we're going to have with DPW.
And so in response to one of the comments, so what I'm asking is that the very minimal thing we can do is I've sent you all the PSA. And so like when you see a post like this, if you could at least maybe try, if I haven't seen it, post the PSA, because that gives some information on what to do, which in the cops is not the best feeling. Not everybody loves that option. And then off of that, I believe it was Megan from the Accessible Trails folks. She thought, because I said, oh, there's high school kids that will do it. So she thought I was putting together something. And she said she was trying to do a Snow Angels project. Now, I don't know anything about Snow Angels. I only knew about Easthampton Neighbors and that they can't help folks with disabilities. So what is the Snow Angels project? Is it up and running in Northampton?
No. I don't have any information about this. I don't know.
Because she misunderstood what I said. She thought like I had a list of people, and I don't. So
yeah.
But anything that gets put together, it's like, do you have enough people? And then there's their insurance. I think that's why Easthampton Neighbors said they couldn't extend out disabilities, because now you got to cover insurance of being at people's houses and
yeah. I'm not sure about that. I can reach out to one of their board members and ask for clarifying information regarding that. Unfortunately, I have another meeting in 5 minutes across campus that I gotta boogie to. But it was good to see all of you. Once you send that list, I'll look through all of those things and then try to have, some thoughts for that. And then I think Felicia and I have just kind of been texting about some things that we can follow up with too. So she and I will try to connect before the next meeting to kind of work on those things. But I appreciate all of you. And if you need anything, let me know. And I'll see you all again soon.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. We're gonna zoom through the rest of this real quick, so we're just gonna read it over. So the resource list. So I sent out an email basically saying that these are a bunch of subcommittees that potentially we would want to do because meeting once a month for 1 hour is not enough to cover all this, right? So there's a resource list that is updating, that needs updating. So that's a little like 1 hour project. Survey subcommittee, obviously coming up. Oh, we forgot to ask Leslie. She's supposed to do if we have any emails or Facebook updates, but maybe she would have probably told us if there was one.
Yeah.
So still, obviously still recruiting people. So we have Cyril, who's new. I am gonna have to speak to, my God, it's coming out wrong. Okay, Mayor Derby, about including us in the decision process, because usually in the past, the chair and the co-chair were given the application to at least look over to make sure we didn't already know that person, if they're a good fit. So I feel bad because Cyril showed up and I didn't we were just like, who are you? And I don't want to do that. I wanted to welcome them warmly, but I'm like, who are you? Public speak? And so there's a disconnect with, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just curious. So I'm on the appointments committee, and this is a question that I've actually been wondering about because we actually we've appointed more than just Cyril recently to your commission specifically. And I think there might be a little bit of a breakdown of communication in terms of how those decisions are getting communicated out, not just to you all, but in general. So I do think that, especially for your commission, because once the mayor recommends someone to us, we're usually going to recommend unless there's a big issue, right? So I think there's probably 2 points where you guys may want to sort of come into the conversation. So I do think that you should reach out to the mayor to talk about him connecting with you all before he sends on his recommendations to the city council. But then after we go through and recommend people at city council level, I have to clarify, and actually you may know too, Maddie, whether it's city clerk, our committee, or both should be closing the loop on that and letting you know, Angelique as the chair, that you have new members coming to you for the commission.
So I think to answer that, and it's ironic because I was just doing the minutes for when you guys were talking about a lot of this back in October. And yeah, I think that has been the key breakdown. I think that Lindsay had been reaching out to people, in some cases and in some ways, but I do think that there is some confusion around okay, so when do I start, quote unquote. So I think, yeah, finding a way to connect these new members with the specific committee, whether it's the chair.
It was already happening, so it was more like it disappeared. So
okay,
yeah, Mayor LaChapelle always brought it to me first.
Yeah,
and then that and the translation got.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that can just be something that I also can help with. Since they a lot of times are coming in to be sworn in, in the clerk's office, I can make sure that they're getting the contact info or the next meeting date stuff for you guys.
That would be great. So you have, how many more members do you have coming, you think?
I'd have to double check it. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know we probably have at least 3, I want to say, because we've been recommending quite a few folks for your commission. So we have a meeting next week for appointments. So I had been planning to bring this up then anyway. So I'll check with that. Or I'll bring this up then too. And this is a good use case example to talk about. But yeah, we'll figure it out on our end to figure out how to better communicate that, but just know that there are some new folks coming your way, and then we'll follow up to make sure that you know who those people are.
Thank you.
Felicia, if there's anything I can do, feel free to, reach out to. I mean, I know there's only so much I can do, but if I can help in like the process of making sure that, things get nailed down. I'll help.
Perfect. I would
Yeah,
love
thank you,
that.
Maddie. I appreciate that.
I was like, oh, wow, where'd you come from? Okay, so we're gonna skip over World Disability Day this meeting. That's just thinking about ideas. Future speaker ideas, of course, let me know at any other time. Our next meeting is, I just looked at it, it's the February 13th.
January.
Oh my God, thank you.
January 13th.
Oh my God, the 9th.
The 9th?
The 9th. January 9th. What year is this, you guys?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you for staying after. Yeah, I just don't know how more to help. Like, just before we go in the last 2 minutes, like, how do we, like, how should we even approach these online ones? I always go in and say, oh, I'm, Commission on Disability, you could come for public speak and talk about how you're disabled and you can't get out of the end of your driveway, but.
I have thoughts and ideas, but they are probably better shared through like an email or something.
Got it. Okay. Email.
Yeah, I have to hop in a sec, but I would just say before I leave, if it's okay to jump in, with the Facebook stuff, like I think you really have to take it with a grain of salt because people love to complain. And so I think it's helpful to share out information and resources, but I wouldn't feel obligated to have to respond to every last comment that comes up because there's always going to be unhappy people who want to just complain about it.
The ones that say, isn't there some sort of disability services in this town or something? And I'm like, oh, well, now I got to respond to that
They
one.
have to take some of their own onus to be educated about what the resources are too. So
Yeah.
you can't be the only resource.
True.
Thanks for having me, everyone. I'll see you around.
Jeff, do you have anything you want to share, Jeff, before we close up?
I don't know, just reminding that our job is a policy advisory board. It is not like a clearinghouse for everything. I mean, I know you like to broaden the scope of the commission, but it's